Gar Heat, that's like after the war. Like Gar's like, yo, um, it's Shinobi like Rock Lee who are close to me in power, but it's also Shinobi like Sakura whose power is on the same level as me, and they're not born from a prestigious clan. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's adult Gar years after the war saying Sakura without the Byakugo seals on the same level of power as him.
Mm.
Like it's a
Mhm.
lot of information. Like in the anime when Shikadai was meeting with that advisor from the Nara clan and he was talking to him when Shikamaru was talking to that same advisor and they're like, yeah, well, people in the Sand Village feel like you stole the princess of the Sand Village. That's the whole subplot of the Garhida novel because it's people that was worried about Tamari marrying Shikamaru because they felt like if Tamari married Shikamaru that gave Konoha an advantage over the Sand Village because Guard, Tamari, and the rest of them carry the Kekkei Genkai for magnet release. And they're saying you're giving our Kekkei Genkai to the Hidden Leaf Village. You already got the Uchiha clan Kekkei Genkai, the Hyuga clan Kekkei Genkai. You're going to give them magnet release, and then that child will have right to become the next Kazekage because the way the Sand Village does is they pass on the title Kazekage through the
Through the
family bloodline.
Yeah.
And Gar doesn't have any children. Shinki's an adopted child. He's
Mm.
from the family, but he's adopted.
Right.
And so it's one of those things where, like, when they say you stole the princess of the Sand Village, it's because of that right there. It's because of that light novel. Like, it's a shit ton of lore in those novels, man.
Damn.
Yeah, it's getting especially with the breeding and stuff in Naruto. It's getting interesting. I forgot who made. I think it was Cycles that made a video talking about how the Hyuga clan actually had to do incest, but now in regards to the new generation, they're now doing like inter-clan mingles and stuff like that. Like
That's
now you
huge.
got the
Mhm.
yeah, that's huge. You feel me? So I ain't never think that they'd actually start to do that, but now you starting to actually see it. And it's gonna be even crazier now when we get to the third generation, or if there is a third generation. You know how
If
people
there
talking
is.
about Naruto and stuff like that. So now. I don't know what's going to spawn from that.
Yeah, here you go. I'm
Oh,
putting
okay,
in the
that tweet.
chat right now,
I see it.
Mm-hmm.
and that's translation for it.
Oh, okay.
But in there, it's like therefore, it's expected the anime original or novel version will be drawn on a yearly basis in the future. So like they're gonna start adapting some of that stuff. Like they got to pick the right ones. They did the Mirai novel where she's guarding Kakashi and Mike Guy. Like that was accurate, but I wouldn't have picked that. They should have did that during the academy because it was a slower down time period, and like that's when that took place, not after the Momoshiki stuff. Like
Well, how are they going to
they
adapt
should have
some
did
of their
that.
novels though into the series when like some of the novels it wouldn't even fit into like what's going on right now?
That's why I use Mirai as an example. Like that takes place during Naruto chapter 700. Like when you see Mirai and she's let me get the manga panel in Naruto chapter 700 when Mirai is praying to Asuma before she goes out. She says that she's getting ready to guard Kakashi on a mission. That's when that novel takes place. When Mirai is taking Kakashi to the hot springs and she fights that guy from the Jashin cult. All that takes place right before Sasuke returns to Konoha to fight Shin Uchiha. All that takes
Oh,
place
okay, gotcha.
before that, but in the anime, it comes out when you have the Momoshiki arc and it just finished. Like in Shippuden, Sasuke versus Chino, that novel takes place after Naruto's wedding, but in the anime, it comes out before that. So this wouldn't be the first time they would change around some of the timeline stuff. You could do the rest and stuff and just say, yeah, instead of this being because Naruto's got chakra from Kurama and the other Biju and it's affecting his lifespan, because Naruto's lost the power of Kurama, bam, he's having an illness because he lost that power. It's small tweaks that you can do.
But like, what
Yeah,
about
that's
like
decent.
the student, the the one that you're pretty much covering, like you've been covering recently, the Star Student Pupil. Haven't read
Yeah.
it. I've been just keeping it up with you've been dropping the episodes. How would they fit that into what's going on right now? Sasuke doesn't have his Rinnegan no more.
I mean, he don't really use it he don't use it in the novel like the Rinnegan. He used that Rinnegan as a way to make his fake version of Ice Release. I mean, you
Yeah,
can
that's
take
what I'm
out the Ice
saying.
Release portion. You can take that out, or you can just say that like Sasuke's been experimenting with it. It's the narrator that tells you that Sasuke's been using his Rinnegan to experiment with trying to remake Kekkei Genkais.
hmm
nobody actually says, like Sasuke doesn't say it with his own words.
that
He
he
just says
needs
it's
it.
something simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
it
you
doesn't
you can
technically
tweak
say
that.
he needed to perform those techniques. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Mhm.
See,
That's
I'm
cool.
getting the
So,
scan right here. Excuse me.
mhm. All right, that's fire.
Like that's from the Naruto manga when she says she's going out on a mission with Kakashi and Guy.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And then in the anime they adapted that. Like, and this
Uh,
is the novel here. I'm just getting it out of my
No, you
I'm
good.
getting out of my Google Drive now.
Dang, you got all this stuff saved and you just went right to it.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, like fam, I got the novels in Japanese on the bookshelf, and like I paid for
Oh yeah,
translations too.
you told me
That's why
about
I get
that.
mad when people
Yep.
get on me like, oh, this is clickbait. Like, nah,
I
motherfucker, this
paid
ain't
for this
clickbait.
shit.
You just don't know about it.
I remember how you was telling me how much you paid for it and stuff. So you was like, man, I get mad at people who be like, nah, bro, this is clickbait, bro. You know how much I paid to get this shit? This ain't no clickbait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I be ready to spaz on motherfuckers, man. On some real shit. Like, it took everything I had not to say anything.